What's good, y'all? I know we got our own problems here in America. I know we got border crossing issues that a certain segment of the population don't necessarily like. But that's about 300 to 350 folks a day coming from Mexico. Imagine 50,000 in one day. That's what happened from Morocco to Spain. Why did this take place?
Now, Spain is trying to defuse the migrant crisis in its tiny territory in North Africa. The Spanish government says an estimated 50,000 people crossed over from Morocco to Ceuta in a single day. Local officials say at least 34 people died, most by drowning, as crowds came across by land and sea on Thursday. Just take a look at these extraordinary images. I mean, Ceuta now juts out into the sea from Morocco and has long been a target for migrants trying to reach Europe. Here's a look. We saw a look of the chaotic scenes there. It's unclear what caused the sudden rush. Spain's Prime Minister suggesting it was fueled by a recent Spanish Supreme Court ruling on migrants arriving by sea. The surge is already deepening divisions over migration in Europe. The crowds, mostly made up of young men, celebrated as they entered Spanish territory. Take a listen to what one young man was saying.
Very happy to be here. It's been a very tough experience to go from the ocean. It was very tough. The police officers tried to stop us, but our will and our determination, we could came here.
Now, according to these reports, 50,000 went by sea. A small percentage did lose their life. And the major effort from Spain is to get them back into Morocco. The reasons that they went sound very similar to different time periods in America where civil rights might have been fought for. And here's a breakdown on that.
Thank you for outlining that. And it's interesting to see, and I'm wondering maybe the role of income inequality here, because to hear that, people are lacking healthcare, people are lacking education. But then, if you read the Western media, you hear, Morocco is growing 3%. I've seen some pictures of some very nice stadiums for the World Cup. So it seems like the issue maybe is not necessarily money, but the distribution of resources.
Yeah, it's one of the big issue because always was the same demand. That's the wealth, the kind of wealth is just the wealth is just between the hand of a few people, and one of them is the patriarchy there. So and the issue that's Morocco last 2 months ago, the king of Morocco was saying that Morocco is going with 2 speed. The problem that's the 2 speed, 1 speed is so low, so there is no 2 speed. There is 1 speed that Morocco is going, and the other one, the other people, they are suffering from a huge difference between the other one. So,
as you mentioned, with regards to the cause behind this surge of migrants attempting to cross the border, the figure at this stage is an estimate, but the government has put it now at around 50,000, they believe, crossing since Thursday. But as you mentioned, Pedro Sanchez, the Prime Minister, did give a statement just in the last few hours. He believes that human traffickers, smuggling rings, have exploited and misunderstood a Supreme Court ruling, which was handed down earlier this month in Spain, which essentially prohibits authorities from immediately returning migrants who have crossed into Spain via a sea crossing.
Here's a little bit of backstory. Before this current surge, Spain was experiencing lower overall irregular migration by sea than the previous year, but land crossings had been increasing. Then on Thursday, July 30th, large group of migrants began crossing from Morocco by land and swimming around border barriers. Spanish authorities report an unprecedented surge over the course of the day, and the number of arrivals quickly reaches tens of thousands, which overwhelmed local authorities, as you can imagine. The estimate, like we heard, 50 to 60,000, most of them from Morocco, within a 24 to 48 hour period. The influx exceeds half of the resident population, which was 83,000 before they arrived there. Amazingly, within 48 hours, Spanish officials report that more than 48 to 50,000 migrants voluntarily returned to Morocco or are processed for return. Spanish authorities emphasized that migrants who entered irregularly cannot freely continue to mainland Spain because border controls separate that from the area that would be considered mainland. More than 1,000 people received medical treatment for injuries, dehydration, exhaustion, and other conditions. And authorities announced the installation of a 500-meter floating sea barrier, increased border patrols, faster processing and returns, and expanded cooperation with Morocco against human smuggling networks. And as we stated, as of today, most migrants have left, either voluntarily or processed out. Small number continue seeking asylum or hope to eventually reach mainland Europe. But with the measures they've put in place, this looks like this is going to be a one-off. We're not going to see this again, not to this degree. And they're going to be on the lookout for it, so.
But Spain says it's been working very closely with Morocco to ensure the safe return of people as soon as possible. And as we were saying just now, I mean, thousands apparently are returning of their own free will. What do you make of how the Spanish authorities are handling this?
Well, the first thing to say is that the borders of Ceuta and Melilla with Morocco have long been sites of violence and of summary collective expulsions, all of which is unlawful and violates the rights of people trying to reach Spain. We have not seen that so far as we've been able to ascertain, and that is a good thing. We know that Spain is saying that they will be setting up a temporary reception facility to try to process those who remain. And we hope that that process does allow for proper individual assessments as Spain is obligated to perform before they return anyone to Morocco. And we hope that in all of this, the messaging and the handling of the situation in Ceuta is such as to minimize the risk of xenophobic reactions by the local population or any kind of, extreme tensions given the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the overarching message is, as many problems as we do have in this country, and there are a few, and there have been for a long time, when you look at the economic condition of those people in that region of the world, unless you're ready to swim across a body of water to a country you've never been to with none of your possessions and not even knowing if you're going to make it, those situations must be pretty grim in terms of living situations. So I guess we got to all keep that in perspective, man. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. It's your boy Dale. Till next time. We out.